This next session is more about sharing specific resources that can be helpful to you. We have two wonderful ladies that are going to provide some resources. The first up is Alba Gutierrez with the Georgia Department of Education, a good friend and an amazing person in regards to having resources and a real broad eye on everything that's available for computer science education in Georgia. Alba, you want to share what you got?
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much, Brian, for that introduction. I appreciate it. So I am very excited to be here and to be part of this. This is our fourth year that I've actually participated and been part of it. And I'm super excited to tell you a little bit about it. Due to the technical difficulties, it seems like I just want to make sure we'll check sound and everything else in just a second. But I just want to show you and welcome you to Georgia Day of Code. Today, of course, our day, I just want to, of course, give our introductions. So as Brian said, I'm Alba Castillo Gutierrez. I am a computer science program specialist for the Department of Education. And my teammate who was earlier in the introducing us to the Georgia Day of Code and doing the introductions, Lavita Williams, I get the privilege of working with a wonderful team. And it's just, for the state, but then also as part of being, of course, CS for Georgia, a group that gets together and has wonderful ideas and try to promote computer science education in the K through 12 space. So thank you all so much for being here. I just want to make sure that we could actually have some time so I can show you some of the resources. So as teachers, we have, of course, this is mainly a tool for teachers that we have in the state, but it has a lot of information on here, and I will dive into each one of these in just a second. But definitely we have our Inspire website for the Department of Education, where it hosts a lot of that information from all the different subjects. We have information in regards to that all the different subjects. It has a lot of the standards on there. It has sample lessons and a lot of information that you could have as a resource to use in your classroom. Many times it also contains videos and all the detailed lesson plans that will have it, including the materials that you will need to teach the lesson. We definitely will have that on there. So I will put, and my coworker is actually putting colleague is actually putting the link on the chat. So if you need to access it, we'll be showing that resource in just a second. And we'll dive in. But I just want to tell you also about some of the things, of course, that are happening. We do have a partnership with Georgia Public Broadcasting. And we have some really great projects that we have worked in the past, and then also that we're working on right now with them to develop more resources and things for teachers and parents and students in the state of Georgia, providing information about computer science education. And so one of them is actually our GashaGo app. And as I said, I actually will show you in just a second about it, but it is actually focused on elementary students. And we have that information. It is mainly for young students who are actually learning how to code. It is like they go into different worlds. They get to learn computer science in a fun and an interactive way, in a gamified version of it. So we're working on also building more of the worlds and also 10 different GashaGo games, videos, and support materials. We actually just did our first workshop in the state, actually, where we actually had teachers and we introduced what the GashaGo curriculum is about, the lesson plans. It has a lot of the information that you can request on there. We also have our Let's Learn Georgia model lessons, which has actually a lot of the computer science information for grade 6th grade to 12th grade. And then we have our Classroom Conversation podcast that is actually could be listened anywhere, even on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast. It is available also, of course, online. And then we have work on our latest project that actually just was published earlier in the fall, was actually our computer science pathways and career video series. And this actually has a really great resource for all of the students that are interested in going into the different computer science pathways, what it really requires, what is the pathway, what is the career that I could potentially have on there. So we have a lot of industry people that actually have kind of talked to us about it, have told us about what the pathway will be, what it will be, the relevance in when they take that class, and how it's going to translate to a work or to a job or a career in the field. So definitely we'll show you that. So, and just to let you know, so this is Inspire. So if you go into the website, our Godot Inspire actually has, if you ever go in here, it will be under the home. It has the courses, our resource repositories, our content collections that you can select and add as your favorites, and definitely the standards for our Georgia Standards for Education and Excellence. And so if you go under the courses, it will show you all of the courses, of course, that are available in the state for students to take as part of their graduation requirements and as part of their K through 12 um, journey, I guess that we say. And so if you actually click on the computer science part, it's actually broken down by grade level. So we have it by elementary level, and then every single grade level has it on here. The same as for middle school. It has 5 courses for the middle school that are part of the pathway, the part of the classes on there. And then, of course, we have the high school. As of right now, this is being uploaded. There's more information that will be uploaded here and that will be published. As of right now, we have 3 of our courses and the pathways that we will be putting on here. So as of right now, like we're going to explore on 5th grade. So if you go into the computer science 5th grade and you wanted to know the core standards, it actually, you can click on the top, and it's taking a little while, but what we're going to do is actually see all of the different standards that are here and how they're broken down for each one of those grade standards and the sub standards. So you can see it of, for example, in computer science, they have to identify features of current technologies and use of technology and emerging technologies and how they're going to be doing that. And then also we are have some curriculum maps. So we have different units as well. And we have, so for example, if we do it, the digital citizen, which is a really great unit to teach our kids about, safety and use of computers, and how do they actually interact. We have also some lesson plans on here. So thinking about copyrights in digital media, how is we have some of those things. And then we have a learning plan. So if you actually go on here, you will be able to see our cross content standards. So we have to see the big ideas, and it is very much, as any teacher, of course, here knows how you have to present our lesson plans, right? With all the detail and information, it has the videos and the links and all the wonderful things. You could actually will be able to print the lesson out if you needed to. So you'll be able to have also additional resources. We have it on here where they can actually, where you'll be able to actually use or pull up some documents to use as part of your lesson. So each one of them will have, pretty much all of these will have that resource. So let's see if we wanted to go back into our course home and then go into, for example, our middle school. And I'm just going to show you briefly about this. Our middle school, for example, our computer science 1 course, you can actually will be able to about like, for example, the unit 3, as I said, drop down menu, and it has lesson templates on here about, using the robot computer program. And there is an assessment here. So many of them, it contains quizzes, assessments, also just the lesson and the links and all the things that you're going to need, including even the materials, what you're going to need. So just wanted to show you that. And then also, let me show you for the high school. So if we go, for example, onto our computer science principles course, we have our course-wide resources. So you can see everything that is available, as well as broken down by each one of the units. And as I said, so it's a very similar format for each one of these. We'll have lesson templates and many resources. And then for teachers who are able, of course, to log in and have a login, you can actually contribute. So if you have created some really great lessons, we would love to hear and see them. So there is actually a drop-down menu on the bottom that we'll have if you were logged in, where you can actually will be able to upload lessons and share them with us. So wanted to show you that. Now let's go into the Let's Learn Georgia, which are our model lessons. These are computer science lessons. And we have, for example, on here, some of them where we have Brian, who's actually introduces us in the meeting, who's actually presenting on here. We have Lavita, who did an introduction to HTML and has different the videos about it, explaining what it is. They are videos about HBCUs and algorithms. So all the information that you can think of, and you can show it to your students and for parents also to view. Classroom conversations. So this is one of the ones that we have for classrooms. We have different, this is not only for computer science, but many of them are for the different subjects that we have. So we have some from social studies. For example, this one, it is, of course, making beats with code and algorithm in action. So we talked about it, and you can actually break it down by each one of these, effective questioning, getting students to think deeper. And these are all from people around the state, really great educators that have given part of their time to come and record the sessions with GPB, and they have done a really great job on telling us all the information and giving us all their wisdom in this classroom conversations. Our next one, Pathways to Possibilities. As I mentioned, this is our latest resource that was just published. And we have some computer science information on here about the different pathways. So it actually breaks it down. This is mainly for high school. But of course, if you have 8th graders and you want to show them the videos before they go into the high school about what to expect or what options are out there in regards to their classes and what they want to do, definitely you can show those to them. So then have, for example, GAN design, FinTech, Internet of Things. That's, a course that we have. The information support. In regards to this, the computer programming and computer science pathways, cloud computing, and cybersecurity, which is one of our popular ones as well, of course. Web development as well, network. So you can actually click on each one of these. It has that information about what has. So I'm going to show you one of them right now and I want to make sure that we can hear the sound. So we can do, hopefully you can hear the sound on here. Can you all hear the sound? No? Okay. Let me try to share one more time and see if it is. I don't know if it was disabled, but we'll see. For some odd reason, it's not showing to share the sound, so I'm just going to put that information on here about so that you will be able to view it. So we want to make sure I will be able to share this one. And as Lavita had put all the links on here, but I'll show you, for example, and I'll send you this link on here for this specific video about computer science, artificial intelligence. And this is a really great way of actually getting to know a little bit about it. So I'm going to let our other person join and tell us all about the different resources that you have. And I think Brian, I don't know if he was coming on first.
Awesome. I think I'm up for Kira Learning, so I'm going to go ahead and share my slides and get going since I know we're a little behind time. Hi, everybody. My name is Courtney Morgan. I'm the Teacher Professional Development Manager here at Kira. I'm based in New York. We usually have a lovely view of the Empire State Building. It's like a little too bright out to get it. For folks who aren't familiar, Kira Learning is an education technology company. We were founded in 2021, so we're babies, but our whole goal is to harness transformative AI tech to make world-class teaching and learning accessible for everyone. So in doing that, we offer a lot of expert-led computer science courses. All of our courses have comprehensive learning materials. We have an entire student-facing platform with videos and visuals, as well as very robust teacher resources, from lesson plans to slides to guided notes, unplugged activities, printables, all kinds of things to help you do the best for your students in your classroom. Amidst all of this, there are interactive assessments to allow you to track progress with a varied question format. I mentioned that we love using AI to advance learning, so there is instant feedback and a Kira AI tutor available. We do our best to make those lessons digestible on very challenging concepts. We go pretty high up in Python for the high school to make sure that they're ready for everything ahead of them, working in those real world applications whenever possible, and making sure that what we have is going to support teachers at all levels. I know that computer science can sometimes be a rough road in. I was a computer science teacher myself. I went to undergrad for fine arts. So like many of you, I was learning on the fly before I fully fell in love with it. And we want to make sure you have what you need to be successful. Within the Kira platform itself, which y'all can sign up for if you go to kira-learning.com, it looks like I can message everyone. So I can shoot this into the chat. There are student and teacher views available. There's a grade book with AI-assisted feedback as an option. There's a student resubmission process if you need to see students attempt something again. The courses themselves have content locking for pacing purposes. I mentioned that AI tutor that we're going to see, and then we also host a standalone IDE to support collaborative editing and students getting that extra practice and having space to branch out into more project-based work. That AI tutor tool I mentioned exists on all of the coding steps within Kira, and you can see it running in this little GIF. So as students are working, if they get stuck, they have essentially a chatbot on guardrails where they cannot just talk to it about anything, but they can tell it if they're feeling stuck. They will get feedback directly on what they have written on their IDE. If they tell it that they're still stuck and they've changed something in their IDE, it will assess what information has been put in and it'll adjust its feedback accordingly. This is great for students that are starting out, it's great for teachers. I think the thing I'm most excited about as someone who works with new computer science teachers every day is our AI teacher support, which is being fully rolled out to everyone in January. So the AI teacher support tab will exist in the teacher view. And as the teacher, you will be able to not only see what your students are doing, which you always have the power to do as a teacher, but you'll get AI support, what will give you specific guiding questions for that student based on the work they have done so far. So it'll tell you if you need to ask Adriana more about input or more about data types. It'll have the option for you as a teacher to ask follow-ups or get extension questions or remediation for your students. And I'm hoping that this will really empower a lot of teachers to take their students even farther in their computer science journey. Again, all of that lives in our classroom across all of these courses. Courses that we currently offer are an Introduction to Computational Thinking course with Python that's available to middle school as either a 9-week course or a semester option. There's an Intro to Comp Sci with Python. That's the high school course. It's a year long. We also have curriculum for both AP-CSP, which uses Python, and AP-CSA, which College Board dictates must be in Java, as well as an AI Applications and Methods course. We are always adding course content, so coming soon is financial literacy, digital citizenship. We have some stuff on Finch robots, cybersecurity, more block-based coding, IB computer science higher level, and so many more. Our curriculum team does amazing work and are always putting out new things. In addition to stuff for students, we also have things for teachers. There are 2 courses that live in our platform specifically for teachers. One is an AI for Teachers course. So if you're looking to learn basic mechanics of AI and grow your understanding of how it can support you in your role, that's the course for you. We also have a CS integrations course for grades K to 12. It's a little more focused on the younger grades, but it can help everyone to help you master the basics of computational thinking and how it can be integrated into core subject area coursework. As a proud member of our PD team, I can also tell you that we will always tailor sessions to teachers, schools, and districts on Kira platform to content to pedagogical practices based on whatever y'all need the most help with. The Kira content itself is usable in whatever way you as the teacher want to use it. I am a big fan of our platform, but I am a true believer that no platform is ever going to be a substitute for a wonderful teacher. So we are always providing recommendations and resources for lesson structure to allow you to run things in a traditional classroom, more asynchronously, whatever you need depending on your situation. But you are always going to be the ultimate decider of what's best for your kids. Our best recommendation is that teachers mix things up using unplugged teacher-guided activities along with classroom engagement and collaboration structures with that Kira online platform and content. Again, y'all will always know what works best for your students and your content, and those tools like content locking, course progression, the AI tutor can help you along the way. I know that we are a little bit at the end of CS Ed Week, but I am a true believer that CS Ed Week lives in your heart and can take place whenever you want it to during the year. When I was teaching, I think I frequently moved it to the week before winter break to make sure my students who were a little wiggly had some things to do. If you are looking to try Kira, we have made a bunch of resources. I've just dropped the link in the chat where you can find our planning guide with all of these materials available. There's an hour of code that lives on our platform. There's a lot of teacher resources if you're interested in running a hackathon, either in your classroom or your school. We're doing our last Kira Talk session in about half an hour, and we'll be recording it. So that'll be available if you're looking to bring more college and career advice into your class. And then we did have some student contests running, and while those will end, the challenges themselves live on. So if you would like to take from any of those resources as something interesting and new to do with your kids, all of those are out there for y'all to try us out a little bit. We are so excited to keep talking computer science with you guys. I'm so thankful for being here, and I'm going to turn it back over to our wonderful Georgia presenters. Thanks, guys.